So how good is the new Sony A9's autofocus system? It's received a lot of hype and praise because of its 20 frames per second. And that ended up being impressive, especially with no blackout. I honestly couldn't believe how much easier it made to shoot in burst mode and keep the subject in frame. It's like watching a movie before your own eyes, except for you're taking pictures. So it was more impressive than I thought it'd be, but I was more intrigued by this camera because of its AF system. 693 phase detection AF points across 93% of the frame. That's almost the entire frame that AF points are almost edge to edge against each other. And I love the A7R2, but ergonomically it had some stuff lacking, and just more than anything, it was laggy, especially in low light when focusing compared to Canon 5D4 or 1DX2. And so I was interested to see if the A9 got it right, reading that it is just as good or perhaps better than the 1DX2 or the D5. And so this morning, Kirby and Payson were on a neighbor's slip and slide. I went over there, I had the camera in Aperture Priority, almost just like a point and shoot at 2.8, 7200 on. And I shot in wide area AF, which is essentially where the camera does the work. It chooses what to focus on. I thought that would be harder for it. And I did have on face detection. And so when you do this, it's awesome. You just point the camera and it immediately, like a green rectangle, comes up over the face. And then all I did was have my back button focus held down in AF continuous and fired away. I just held down the shutter button at 20 frames a second. And here's what happened. And I'll reverse it. And we'll go through a little slower now, and we'll zoom in 1:1. As you can see, every single frame is tack sharp up until the very end, even when she turns away. So I did 6 runs like this, and I did not count a single out of focus frame, which is just very impressive. There's obviously plenty of light, so that helps, but it's still amazing. And then I actually did test it a little bit last night in home with less light, and I was extremely pleased. I have the 1DX2, I've shot with the D500, but what's amazing is that this is way easier to use when shooting portraits. My favorite part of this camera is the eye detection autofocus. I love that on the A7R2, but it was slow. It was just a little laggy. And this is amazing. You kind of have to use it to really appreciate it. But for now, the A9 is definitely an autofocused beast, and I'm really impressed by it. So cool. All right, thanks.